Hey guys, BboyStunna, ft.TstunningTyler here with a very, how can I put this? It's a breakdown in sense of what the future of this channel is looking like. So, when I originally created my BboyStunna channel all the way back in 2007, it was actually way back in high school, honestly. And it was a lot of footage of when I first started breakdancing. It was a lot of like backyard wrestling-esque and random, I guess, comedic video skits type of was the vibe I kind of put it as. And of course it slowly progressed into showcasing footage of like my b-boying breakdancing battles with my crew, the Incredible Sushi Kings, during that time frame from like 2008 to like 2011-ish was the time frame, and a lot of like my progress like throughout the years when I was breaking. I'd be like, oh yeah, my 1-year highlight, 2-year highlight, 3-year highlight, breaking trailer, and random shenanigans in between. Then I got into cosplay in 2012, and I, of course, Spider-Man, naturally, my favorite superhero, and I just, started getting suits, and I started creating content similar to like what I'd done with the skits and the breakdancing stuff, but combined it with my Spider-Man stuff and created something truly unique, I thought, especially for that time frame on YouTube. And T-Stunning Spidey, was born during that time frame, and I was, teamed up with the Web Pool, which I had met at Annapolis Comic Con in 2013, and we just, we're making random goofy ass like videos, and alongside that I was making random videos as Spider-Man, the Stunning Spider-Man, and it just started like, it was like a snowball effect. So I go to conventions and recording those type of shenanigans, and then I got paired, sponsored by the RPC Studio. They started creating suits for me, and I would advertise and showcase the suits, and I would just, it was kind of like a spoke on the wheel of creating content, showing new suits, making skits, breakdancing as Spider-Man, and random shenanigans at conventions. And, inspirational type of videos in between sprinkled, whether it was at birthday parties or I was doing, performances. It was a fun time. And I was, roughly around, as mentioned, 2014-ish to like 2017 was really like the impact of the T-Stunning Spidey type of stuff, which was fun. 2018, 19 was still, very heavy in the Spider-Man stuff. I was doing a lot of random, I was doing a lot of like, almost like fan films, but there were a lot of like, it was very skit heavy, very like comedy skit heavy. I teamed with Krewski, which was my Incredible Sushi Kings dance crew, during 2016 for Cards Against Humanity in Real Life, which went viral for a period of time for like 4 or 5 episodes. And we did some fun stuff that way. We experimented a lot. So it just kind of, the Spider-Man stuff was always, around. I was going to conventions. But then, of course, the pandemic happened, 2020, and things shifted. Cosplay and all that, we were all kind of like put inside. I tried to adapt by making a lot of content in-home. A lot of like, they were like, I remember reaching out to the different cosplayers and making like compilation videos while everyone's at home, like the Spider-Man challenges, like the workout challenge, the Tobey Maguire dance challenge, things like that, which are all still on my channel. And it went well. The social media following I had gotten during that time frame was very flattering. It was very genuine too, because I was me, and I was showing the love of the things that I had always done, whether it was as mentioned, the backyard wrestling back when I was younger, my b-boying breakdancing, Spider-Man cosplay, and other cosplays like Red Ranger, things like that, and skits and comedy, and and people stone cold stunners, and the joys that came with that. And then around, 2020, the pandemic, I got into card games again, as a lot of people did. Got into Yu-Gi-Oh! First. And then, of course, Digimon, which was always a love of mine since I was a kid. Especially, War Greymon, as you guys all know that follow my Digimon stuff, my favorite. And I, started like kind of like chipping in and being like, oh, let me test out like the TCG stuff and seeing how this works. So alongside my Spider-Man stuff, which, you naturally can get burnt out when you do a certain amount of content for a long period of time, I was doing a lot of Spider-Man stuff, and life was always shifting too, so I had to be cognizant of how I was going to navigate changes in life while still being a content creator and putting out content where I could. And I fell in love with the Digimon card game, and I was like, well, let me do some gameplay videos and deck profiles and stuff. I remember one of the first ones I made was like a Black War Greymon BT8 video, and I started doing gameplay with my buddy Slightly, who I still, interact with, see him at tournaments and the like, and we started doing a lot of gameplay videos together, going to locals, conventions, and things of that nature, and just recording content, making deck profiles for BT9 when X Antibody came out. I remember Black War Greymon with Gaimon, and War Greymon X Antibody, of course, was very popular, so it was a good time to be a Greymon fan and being a TCG fan, making content in that regard, and we would put out gameplay videos that way. And it's pretty interesting being a Digimon or Digituber during that time frame. I know for a fact a lot of people probably that were in the Digimon scene gravitated towards my stuff just because of my following that I built up from the Spider-Man stuff. And at that time I had done like America's Got Talent, and I had a lot of attention kind of put on my channel. So people that didn't know that it was predominantly a cosplay, fitness, breakdancing kind of channel, maybe thought I had the views from Digimon itself, so they naturally be like, oh, am I going to follow this person has this amount, or this person has like 125k, Digimon content. So, I probably snuck my way into getting views of Digimon that way, but I didn't plan to do it that way. I just naturally was like, oh, let me test out and see, I love Digimon, I love playing the card game, and it just kind of, fell into that threshold where I became a Digimon or Digituber by proxy. And I was like, okay, well, this is a cool responsibility to have now. I'm in this community, and I started getting recognized for it, especially as the Greymon player, because even now, most of my content would be geared towards like Greymon themed deck profiles. Even whenever I went locals, it'd be like, oh, this is my winning profile, or this is what I've been working with, and it was fun. It still is fun. So yeah, from then on, from like 2022 to say even now, I still tried to keep the Spider-Man stuff a little consistent. I stopped going to conventions as heavily. I would just kind of like dip my foot back in from time to time, make Spider-Man content, get a new suit, make content, here and there to kind of, make myself happy in that regard, but not put too much pressure on myself from what I had done, because I used to make content like back to back to back to back, and just kind of please the people that loved my content for the Spider-Man stuff, and then even please the people that like my stuff for the Digimon stuff, and try to find that common ground. And I never wanted to like separate my channels, because I always felt like my YouTube channel was like almost like a natural vlog of my life and whatever I was interested in. And if I was into, as mentioned, wrestling, breakdancing, Spider-Man cosplay, Digimon TCG, it's my full encompassing brand in that sense. That's even why I changed from T.Stunning Spidey to T.StunningTyler, because it's not just like boxed into the Spider-Man stuff. It's me. It's the explosion of who I am as a person and the things that I'm into, and being just genuine and forthcoming with the things that I'm into, just unapologetically be myself. So now, I still want to continue being a content creator. I love doing it. I love entertaining. I love showcasing, whatever way, shape, or form it is, whether it's my video editing with my, con visits, Spider-Man videos, getting new suits. Keeping up with that, of course, as the older we get, it's kind of interesting becoming like an OG in a sense of Spider-Man cosplay community. And, even in the Digimon community, like trying to just make sure I'm putting my best foot forward and make sure I make content that is, again, genuine and resonates well with people, and not just being like clickbaity in a sense of like, oh, this is whatever. If I'm meant to put a profile out, for a while I remember making I put profiles kind of back to back because I was experimenting a lot, and I kind of regret doing that. If you notice, I did take a lot of the old Digimon videos off, just because I felt like they were kind of passe and they weren't relevant anymore. I did a whole cleanse of my profile, honestly, to just kind of keep things for what I wanted to have out there. So if you see, for example, any Digimon videos, it's because I genuinely really love what I'm putting out, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from, because Greymon, of course, is my favorite. War Greymon is my favorite Digimon, and I play the deck very religiously, and I want to make sure that if I'm putting a profile out, it's very tested, and I'm very gung-ho about where I feel the deck can go. If you're into the Digimon stuff. If you're into the Spider-Man stuff, I have a new suit coming in. I have the Spider-Man Rivals from Arachnid Studios coming in soon that I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy. I have a couple convention visits I may potentially go to. Cons have been a love-hate relationship with me. I kind of fell out of love with the idea of conventions after the pandemic. But if I'm featured, if I'm a guest, for example, Cosplay World in Richmond was a good example of being a guest at a convention, and I can showcase and perform. I remember I taught a breakdancing masterclass. If it's something where I can teach, if I can showcase, I'm more gung-ho to go to a convention like that. Because I've kind of gotten so much of my life that they all kind of run the same, and I like something new, fresh, especially at this stage of my life and this age of my life. So it's like I want to make sure the effort that I'm putting forth is worth it. But I say all that to say that I love creating content. I'm trying to think where this channel is going to fall into, just the future. I'm actually planning on creating a podcast called the Stuncast, pun intended. That I could talk about pop culture and nerdy things. I can have like my Digimon friends in here talking about the latest metas. I can have cosplayer friends talking about their stories, their upbringings, like what got them into cosplay. I can have friends talking about Spider-Man. It could just be me talking about what's going on. I haven't really followed, of course, a lot of the comics and stuff lately. However, there's still things I always check in on. Even pro wrestling, Marvel, dance, with the whole Olympics and all that stuff. There's a lot that I can still touch base on, and just trying to figure out what makes me happy and what people would like to see. I'm not going to do something just to waste my time. There's no point in doing that. So, I'll experiment a little bit and just see how it goes. And if you guys enjoy it, please let me know, because it lets me have the wherewithal to put forth the effort to create more content. If not, I'll just be like, okay, well, people don't want to see this. I don't necessarily have to do it or showcase it. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at. The planned schedule, I guess you could say, for my channel. I want to be a little more consistent. I need to make sure that people want to see it. I know I appreciate people chomping at the bit, or if they're just waiting for me to create content, they love what I do. And if you don't, I appreciate you even watching this video in the first place, right here. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from with my ideas for what I want to do with the channel. I want to make my Stuncast videos, essentially. It'll be a platform, but I can also post them here on YouTube if you enjoyed that. Maybe do a little bit more lives if you guys want to be more engaging. I should probably engage with my community a little bit more, especially lately. I used to do it a lot when I was younger, but I should bring it back when I have the time to do it now. And we have BT21 for the Digimon fans coming up. Greymon potentially is going to be back on the horizon as a great deck. So I'm going to be playing it a lot, and when new stuff comes out, I'm going to be one of the first people out there making content for it, so you can look forward to that. And for the Spider-Man Marvel cosplay community, I'm going to do what I can where I can. I'll put it like that. And I appreciate you all. Thank you all for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, or if you want to give some sound advice or what you think about this channel, where you think it could go, sound off in the comments down below. I appreciate you all, of course. And of course, take care. Appreciate you. Bye.